Next ratio is the creditors or payable turnover ratio. It is on the pattern of debtor turnover ratio. जिस तरीके से हमें ये कैलकुलेट करना होता है कि कितनी एफिशिएंसी से हम डेटर्स कलेक्ट करते हैं, उसी तरीके से हमें ये भी कैलकुलेट करना चाहिए कि कितनी तेजी से या कितनी जल्दी हम अपने क्रेडिटर्स को उनका पैसा वापस कर देते हैं. This ratio establishes relationship between net credit annual purchases and average accounts payable. Accounts payable here includes trade creditors and bills payable, and payable turnover ratio is equal to average net credit purchases divided by average accounts payable. Further, in order to have a better understanding of payable turnover ratio, we must calculate average payment period, and average payment period is equal to average accounts payable divided by daily credit purchases, or number of days divided by payable turnover ratio. Let us take one example. A trader purchases goods both on cash and credit terms. The following particulars are obtained from his book. Total purchases 4 lakh, cash purchases 40,000, purchases return 61,000. Creditors at the end 2 lakh 5,000. Bills payable at the end 70,000. Reserve for discount on creditors was 9,000. Taking a period of 365 days, calculate creditor turnover ratio and average payment period. In order to calculate creditor turnover ratio, we need to have average creditors and net credit purchases. So net credit purchases here will be total purchases minus cash purchases minus purchases return, and result is 2,99,000. दूसरा हमें चाहिए यहाँ पे एवरेज क्रेडिटर्स. तो एवरेज क्रेडिटर्स हमारे पास है क्रेडिटर्स एट द एंड 2,05,000 प्लस बिल्स पेएबल एट द एंड दैट इज 70,000. सो एवरेज क्रेडिटर्स हमारे पास बने 2,75,000 और टर्नओवर रेशियो हमारे पास आ जाती है नेट क्रेडिट परचेजेस डिवाइडेड बाय एवरेज क्रेडिटर्स मींस 2,99,000 डिवाइडेड बाय 2,75,000 इक्वल टू 1.087 टाइम्स. और अगर हम इसको नंबर ऑफ डेज के साथ कैलकुलेट करें तो हमारे लिए ये बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो जाएगी. सो एवरेज पेमेंट पीरियड इज इक्वल टू taking 365 days divided by creditor turnover ratio means 365 divided by 1.087 equivalent to 336 days. इसका मतलब हम अपने क्रेडिटर्स को 336 दिनों के बाद उनका पैसा रीपे करते हैं. सो क्रेडिटर टर्नओवर रेशियो जैसा हमने डेटर टर्नओवर रेशियो में भी पढ़ा, इट मस्ट बी एनालाइज्ड इंटर फर्म वाइज. इंटर फर्म मीन्स अपनी इंडस्ट्री में ऑपरेट करने वाली बाकी सारी फर्म्स के कंपैरिजन में हमें ये रेशियो एनालाइज करनी चाहिए और इस रेशियो के साथ हमें डाटा टर्नओवर रेशियो का भी कंपैरेटिव स्टडी करनी चाहिए. सो इट विल गिव अस अ बेटर पोजीशन. नेक्स्ट रेशियो इन दिस कैटेगरी इज वर्किंग कैपिटल टर्नओवर रेशियो. Working capital turnover ratio establishes relationship between cost of sales and net working capital. As working capital has direct and close relationship with the cost of goods sold because cost of goods sold को finance करने के लिए हमें working capital चाहिए होती है. So this ratio provide useful idea as to how efficiently and actively working capital is being used in the business concern. So working capital turnover ratio can be calculated as cost of sales divided by average net working capital, where cost of sales is equal to material consumed plus direct expenses and net working capital is equal to current assets minus current liability. Now let us take one example. From the summarized balance sheet given below of a company, calculate working capital turnover ratio. इस बैलेंस शीट में हमारे पास है इक्विटी, लॉन्ग टर्म लोन्स, करेंट लाइबिलिटीज, फिक्स्ड एसेट्स एंड करेंट एसेट्स. और इनकम स्टेटमेंट में से जो हमारे पास इंफॉर्मेशन दी हुई है वो है नेट सेल्स ड्यूरिंग द ईयर 2009 एंड 10 अमाउंटिंग टू 7 lakhs and 6 lakhs respectively, and the gross profit for the 2 years are 90 70,400 and 70,800 respectively. So first of all, we are going to calculate cost of sales. Cost of sales are, for the year 2009, sales were 7 lakh and GP was, gross profit was 90,400. It means cost of sales is equal to sales minus GP, yani ke 6 lakh 9,600. Similarly, for the year 2010, cost of sales can be calculated by deducting 70,800 gross profit from 6 lakh sales, means 5 lakh 29,200 is the cost of sales. दूसरा चीज जो हमें ये रेशियो कैलकुलेट करने के लिए चाहिए वो है नेट वर्किंग कैपिटल, and net working capital can be calculated by deducting current liabilities from the current assets. तो इस बैलेंस शीट से हम करंट लाइबिलिटीज देख लेते हैं 84,000 एंड 1,48,000 एंड करंट एसेट्स हैं हमारे पास 2 लाख एंड 2,22,000. हमारे पास नेट वर्किंग कैपिटल आई फॉर द ईयर 2009 1,16,000 एंड फॉर द ईयर 2010 74,000. नाउ लेट अस कैलकुलेट एवरेज वर्किंग कैपिटल. एवरेज वर्किंग कैपिटल हुई हमारे पास ओपनिंग वर्किंग कैपिटल प्लस क्लोजिंग वर्किंग कैपिटल डिवाइडेड बाय 2. ओपनिंग वर्किंग कैपिटल जो हमने 2009 के लिए कैलकुलेट की थी वो है हमारी 1,16,000 और 2010 के लिए वर्किंग कैपिटल थी 74,000. इट मीन्स आवर एवरेज वर्किंग कैपिटल इज 95,000. So on this basis, let us calculate working capital turnover ratio. For the year 2009, working capital turnover ratio is equal to cost of sales divided by net working capital, means 6,09,600 divided by 1,16,000 equivalent to 5 times. Similarly, for the year 2010, working capital turnover ratio is equal to 5,29,200 divided by 95,000, means 6 times. The next ratio under the efficiency ratio category is fixed asset ratio. Fixed asset ratio establishes the relationship between the sales and the fixed assets. The purpose to calculate fixed asset ratio is to judge whether the firm is generating adequate sales to finance its fixed assets or not. So the term fixed assets include all the fixed assets like land and building, plant and machinery, furniture after the depreciation. The formula for calculating fixed asset turnover ratio is equal to sales or cost of goods sold divided by total fixed assets. Now let us take one example. From the following details, you are required to calculate the fixed asset turnover ratio. For the year 2009, the fixed asset after depreciation were 2 lakh and for the year 2010, the fixed asset after depreciation was 3 lakh. Similarly, cost of goods sold for the year 2009 was 12 lakh and for the year 2010, it was 14 lakhs. Fixed asset turnover ratio, as we know, is equal to cost of goods sold divided by net fixed asset. So for the year 2009, fixed asset turnover ratio is equal to 12 lakhs divided by 2 lakhs, means 6 times. Similarly, for the year 2010, the fixed asset turnover ratio is equal to 14 lakhs divided by 3 lakhs, means 4.6 times. So these were the efficiency ratios or the activity ratios. Now let us understand what are the profitability ratios. The main objective of any business concern, as we know, is to earn profit. So the business will have to show its efficiency in earning the profits also. All the financial institution or the stakeholders want to know that with what efficiency the business is earning the profits, what is the profitability scenario of the business, and to know that profitability or the profit earning capacity of the business, we calculate profitability ratios. The profitability ratios include gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, operating ratio, operating profit ratio, and expense ratio. First of all, let us see what is gross profit ratio. Gross profit ratio is the ratio of gross profit to net sales, and net sales means sales minus sales return. This ratio reflects the margin of the profit that a concern is able to earn on its trading activities and manufacturing activities. Gross profit ratio can be calculated as gross profit divided by net sales multiplied by 100. And gross profit is equal to sales minus cost of goods sold. And cost of goods sold is equal to opening stock plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock. Net sales is equal to sales minus return inward. Let us take one example. Calculate gross profit ratio from the following information. Credit sales 60,000, cash sales 40,000, sales return 10,000, cost of goods sold 60,000. So सबसे पहले हमें यहाँ पे चाहिए net sales. Net sales will be equivalent to credit sales plus cash sales minus sales return means 90,000. दूसरी चीज हमें इसमें चाहिए कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड सोल्ड दैट इज इक्वल टू 60,000. तो ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट हमारे पास क्या हुआ? नेट सेल्स माइनस कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड सोल्ड मीन्स 90,000 minus 60,000 equivalent to 30,000. Gross profit ratio is equal to gross profit divided by sales multiplied by 100 means 30,000 divided by 90,000 multiplied by 100. This is equivalent to 33.33%. It means by selling the goods, the company earns 33% of the gross profit. It means by selling the goods, the company earns 33.33% gross profit. Let us take one more example. Calculate the gross profit ratio from the following details of a trading firm. हमारे पास जो डिटेल्स दी हैं वो है ओपनिंग स्टॉक, कैश, सेल्स, रिटर्न इनवर्ड, ग्रॉस क्रेडिट परचेजेस, डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस, क्लोजिंग स्टॉक, ग्रॉस क्रेडिट सेल्स, कैश परचेजेस, रिटर्न आउटवर्ड. तो सबसे पहले हमें इसमें से देखना है कि हमारे पास नेट सेल्स, कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड और ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट क्या क्या आए. नेट सेल्स इज इक्वल टू कैश सेल्स 30,000 minus return inward 3,000 plus credit sales 1,20,000. So total net sales comes to 1,47,000. Cost of goods sold is equal to opening stock 20,000 plus gross credit purchases 80,000 plus cash purchases 20,000 minus return outwards 4,000 plus direct expenses 20,000 minus closing stock 40,000. It comes to 96,000. And gross profit is equal to net sales minus cost of goods sold means 1,47,000 minus 96,000 is equal to 51,000. And now we can calculate gross profit ratio, which is equivalent to gross profit divided by net sales means 51,000 divided by 1,47,000 multiplied by 100 equivalent to 34.7%. Let us take